Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, August 10th. Skipped yesterday. I gamed with my buddies after work and really not much beyond that because I was exhausted. Because Sunday night, I went to bed when I was supposed to, my normal time. And I slept for about 3 hours and I woke up in the middle of the night, which isn't too unusual, except then I could not get back to sleep at all. I laid there for another 5 hours. So yesterday was rough, but because Bob's running the game currently instead of me running it, I still felt like, you know what, I can still play, and I think things were fine. Last night, I slept a fair bit better. Still a bit tired, but I definitely slept through the night better than usual even last night, because I was exhausted. Today, got up, worked. It's like I gotta do that like every weekday or something, jeez. Got off work, got some groceries on my way home. Stopped and I bought a pretzel. I just bought a pretzel and it's probably been years. Thought it'd be nice. I'll have to figure out something to actually eat because I didn't get real food, but I got pretzel from a pretzel stand, and it's movie day. I've decided the movie I'm gonna watch is Peter Pan, but not this copy. You see, Peter Pan. I pulled this out as if I was gonna watch it. It was probably the 4th or 5th movie that I'd probably come to. And I was like, I love that one. Let's look into that one. Pull it out. It is DVD, and it is full screen. I recall liking this movie a fair bit. It is the version of Peter Pan from which I recall learning the quote, what is it? To die will be an awfully great adventure, which I have used time and again. Sometimes scaring people by using it, but whatever. 'Tis true. To die will be an awfully great adventure. So I believe that that is a movie that I am going to really enjoy. So I went on Amazon and I bought it on Blu-ray. Part of my mindset is as I'm watching these movies, like a lot of the ones that I rate very well, I'm thinking I'll probably rebuy on Blu-ray if I don't already own it on Blu-ray. But because it was full screen, I'm like, I want to watch it widescreen. I want to watch it as intended. I just went and bought the Blu-ray first so that I can watch it widescreen, and it'll also be nicer resolution as well. So, I'm gonna watch Peter Pan. And I would give Peter Pan 2003 8.6 out of 10. And I'm quite pleased with my decision to get it on Blu-ray. I'm glad to own it on Blu-ray. The story that you thought you knew becomes the adventure you never imagined. The magic, the excitement, the wonder of the true Peter Pan comes to life in this spellbinding fantasy that critics proclaim a fun and fantastic tale. Daily Herald. Brimming with spectacular special effects and non-stop action, this adventure is sure to be a family favorite for years to come. Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. It's a good movie. It is a very good movie. Where do I start? Let's just start with color. The movie has amazing color, which might seem like a weird thing to put. Movies have had color for a long time. What are you talking about? Of course it has color. you start your movie, you're seeing some of the stuff. Wendy's aunt is kind of the spark of the villainy. And she's all like, Wendy needs to grow up. And that gets, telling her father, you need to, small talk with your superiors, which causes trouble for him. Causes trouble for her. Really just saying this whole, you all gotta grow up, kind of the spark of villainy. Although, she's a bit tragic, as we learned at the very end. But, anyways. So this whole little story of the Darlings. Is it Wendy, Marie, Angela Darling, John and Michael Darling, George Darling. What's their mother name? I don't remember. But it's the Darlings family. Of course, Nana Darling, the dog. And Wendy wants to be an author. She loves telling stories. But she's growing up. Almost 13 even. Of course, Peter visits her. He comes to hear the stories, which he takes back to tell the Lost Boys. But he gets closer and closer, till she sees him. Or did she? But then again, yes. And he has interest. Childish though it may be. But she's growing up. She has romantic interest. And there is wherein lies probably one of my biggest joys with the movie. The movie is a bit of a romance. And it's a romance that doesn't take the romance seriously at all, because it's children. It is a fantastic view of a romance. Anyways, things progress that Peter says, Come with me. Fly away to Neverland. You can tell the Lost Boys the stories yourself. And with some debate, and joining with her brothers, they do. And they fly through the cosmos. Past planets and stars and out into space. No illusion that Neverland is somewhere else on Earth. No, none of that. And as we progress this story, Peter flies across the nursery ceiling, which appears to be clouds. Almost the same clouds we're going to see here in Neverland. You have all this brilliance of going through the stars, going to this island as winter breaks, etc., etc. And you see, it's all color. Vibrant color, bright color, unnatural color. They use gels for light because they're not trying to give any sense of, oh, this is real. No, this is somewhere far away. This is a land, if anything, controlled by the whims and imagination of Peter. For you see, they arrive, and the pirates know Peter's back. Because spring has arrived on the shore, and the ice that the boat is caught up in is breaking and melting. Peter is away, it is winter. Peter returns, as does spring. Later on, Peter is sad, and the weather turns to dreadful storms. When Peter feels new joy he's never imagined, the stars in the cosmos spins. The weather of the land bends at Peter's whim. Not at his control, but at his whim. So, we have much of the general plot. Wendy and Michael and John all end up separated as the pirates shoot them out of the clouds. Well, Peter goes off to mess with Hook. Well, sends Tink to get Wendy, and Tink is a fairy, mischievous. She has the Lost Boys shoot her down. John and Michael end up lost, and, well, they're found by Tiger Lily, who, in turn, with them, is captured by Hook and sets the trap. So, when Wendy, found nearly being killed, save for the kiss, a acorn of sorts, Peter had given her, a house is built around her. And when she awakens and finds that her brothers are gone, well, Peter better help her search. Where did her brothers get off to? So let's go into Hook's trap. Ah, there we are. Peter's fooling about, messing with Shmee. The pirates there, making a mockery of them, having a little battle. But they're in this old fortress, and the portcullis is down. John, Michael, Tiger Lily, they can't escape until it's lifted. But oh, pirates are after him. What about a battle? Well, John saves Tiger Lily, and in turn she gives him a kiss. What does a kiss do? Why, it turns his face blue, I tell you. And gives him unnatural strength, because it is a childish fantasy of a romance. Got a kiss, and he lifts the portcullis with supernatural strength. Because why not? Let's establish that a kiss has power. That'll be important later. Carry on. A little bit of a scene with the Indians. Tiger Lily's tribe, where they, upon repair Michael's bear, who was decapitated by the pirates. I forgot to mention the mermaids. The mermaids are cruel. They will try to drown you. They are traditional mermaids. I like that. I appreciate it. Anyways, moving on. Story progresses. At some point, Tink is all jealous, and she ends up giving information to Hook that maybe she shouldn't. He gets a hold of Wendy and befriends her. Of course, the pirates love her stories. She's quite a good storyteller. But plants seeds of doubt in her mind that Peter will ever grow up. He can't feel. He can't love her. So she prepares to leave. Well, they're captured and leaving, and it's used as a trap to try and get Peter when Hook fails at poisoning him, because Tink, after having been banished, returns simply to save his life. Tinkerbell comes back, drinks up the poison that Hook has left for Peter, so that Peter can't drink it. Does she die? She would save. I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies, and it is a wonderful scene. You get a wonderful scene, and Tinka's back. Well, time to go save the Lost Boys. John, Michael, and Wendy. Let's lead the attack. Peter sneaks back to the ship. Tink, holding a carved alligator and clock, messing about in the rigging, while Peter goes to save Wendy, who's been made to walk the plank. Shortly after she and, well, her brother, spilling some beans, have told Hook the secret of Pan's flight. A little bit of a battle ensues once Peter is there. Peter has set free the Lost Boys. They've grabbed extra swords from the armory, and now it's pirates versus the Lost Boys. Cool. Action. But Tink is grabbed at a moment and shaken out over Hook. Hook flies. We have Hook in a battle, flying to fight Peter Pan. Okay, this is an epic level of a Peter Pan climactic battle that, yeah, but it's not. The action is epic with the way that the movie ends, but that's not the biggest thing, because the way that Hook starts to turn the tides in his favor, is to emotionally wear down Peter. Wendy was leaving you. She's gonna go home. She's gonna forget you. She's gonna move on. She's gonna grow up. She's going to close and bar her window. You will not get to see her. You will be replaced by another. He is called husband. And Peter's happy thoughts are gone. Peter falls to the ground aboard the ship. He cannot fly. He's out of happy thoughts. A bit of mockery. Wendy ends up at his side. She wants to give him just a thimble. How like a girl. But a thimble, in this case, is a kiss. And oh, the joy Peter feels. Something he's not imagined. The stars begin to spin. He glows pink and explodes, knocking all the pirates off the ship. Hook into the rigging. Peter gets up. He grabs a couple of swords. Goes to toss one to Hook. The fight's not through. Hook is old and alone and done for. Out above the sea, as the battle moves a little further, Hook loses his happy thoughts. His happy thoughts being things like murder and puppy blood, and as he starts trying to grasp onto them. As the gator, tick, 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 is below him, waiting. And as Hook's happy thoughts are gone, well, the gator finishes the rest of them. The fairies come out, set the ship aflight, and they return the darlings to their family, who you've seen at least once, I think at least twice, throughout the story they've cut back to, just to see the misery and hopelessness of this family who has lost their children. And the doubt and then elation of realizing they're back. And then, with that moment, with some of what's gone on with there, it makes a little bit of sense why, without second thought, the darlings say yes. Yes, we'll adopt this other group of strange orphans. Why not? We have you back. It doesn't matter. Yes, we'll take them in too. We're not going to turn children away from a home when we've had a home without children for too long. The Lost Boys have a home. Save one who has vague memories of the home he was looking for that he'd left behind. Wendy's aunt. Peter doesn't grow up. Of course not. But he's always in Wendy's stories. So he never really leaves her. Is it Jason Isaacs? I believe? Yeah. As Mr. Darling, as well as Captain Hook. And he does amazing. We do get to see at least one scene of just like the stump arm. And we get to see how the hook apparatus works and how he can change it to different style hooks, which is cool. Like I say, the colors, the lighting, you have blue lights and pink lights and green lights and orange lights and red lights used at different times to get emotional and visual reactions, because it doesn't have to be related purely to reality a lot of it's just brilliant blue cast lighting over faces, and it just looks pretty so often. But yeah, so lighting, great. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. It takes the Peter Pan story that I know and love, adds a bit of a twist of romance, a brilliantly beautiful cinematography, some epic action, and it brings me a lot of joy. It's a good movie. Peter Pan, 2003. Would recommend if you haven't seen it already. And that's it for me. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues.